Ho, 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 everybody. My name is Brady, and I'm a 19th century American historian, and we're back with another React video. And today we're going to be doing another epic rap battle of history. We have Moses versus Santa Claus, which should be fun. Honestly, I wanted to do this one on Christmas Day, but I wasn't sure how many of you would tune in on Christmas Day. I mean, circumstances are weird and whatever, but I'm sure a lot of you still have plans and aren't going to just be spending it on YouTube like me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably come up with something to put out that day. Something a little bit more inconsequential, though. This is one that people have been requesting, so I wanted it to be on a day where everybody could tune in. So here we have Moses versus Santa Claus. Moses representing Judaism, and Santa Claus not really representing Christianity, although Christmas is technically a Christian holiday. It's gotten so far away from that, so caught up in commercialism, at least in America. I don't know what it's like in other places, but it is so caught up in commercialism that Santa Claus isn't really representing Christianity here. And it would be a little weird if they did straight up Judaism versus Christianity represented in a rap battle. It might come off as a little not necessarily tasteful. I don't know. This should be a little bit of fun, though. I know a little bit about Moses and biblical stuff. I wouldn't consider myself an expert by any means. It's not something that I've sought out a whole bunch, but every once in a while I've had to learn a little bit about the Bible. And though I'm not religious myself, sometimes it's good to know the stories, and it's good to know what other people believe. Culturally, it's undeniably significant. Moses, if we're talking about Jewish, I shouldn't say the Bible, but in terms of what I'm used to, I would call that the Old Testament. So, whatever. Let's get this started.
Moses! Santa Claus! Sweet robes, oh man, one too many days in the sun. Stop preaching, homie. Teach your flock to covet some fun. I bring joy every year, man. I represent cheer. You represent sandals and a scraggly beard. I'm from the...
Let's just say that Santa's line of attack is pretty good. Can we deny that? If you're talking about a religious figure versus this commercial figure, this is the natural line of attack you take. Religion has a lot of denial. A lot of it is about what you can't do, what you shouldn't do. Moses is a great example of that. He got the commandments. So much of that is like, thou shalt not. Not what thou shalt do. And then we have Santa here, who represents indulgence. He's a big fat guy who gives you presents. That is one of the most indulgent figures you can find.
The North Pole, that's why my rhymes are so cold. I spit diamonds, but I'm serving up some fresh coal. You been a naughty boy, you brought a plague of frogs. You best arrest yourself, you broke your own law. Oh.
That's a thing with a lot of these early figures. I don't know too much about Moses, but I believe he committed adultery at one point, and I think he actually killed a guy at one point too. I don't know exactly where chronologically these fit into his story, because I think some of that might have occurred before he went up the mountain and talked to God and brought down the tablets that told you what you can and can't do. If it's that case, I don't know how people deal with that. That's actually an interesting question for somebody who's kind of a novice in religious studies or religion in general. Did none of it count until he got the tablets? Is it one of those things like, oh, you didn't know you weren't supposed to kill that guy until this guy told you that God said don't kill this guy? I don't know. I don't know how people look at that, but that's a thing. I was doing a paper on Malcolm X recently, and some stuff came up about them justifying adultery, if you know some of the stuff he dealt with, and they went back to biblical figures like David. I believe he committed adultery, but it was like, it's okay because he slayed Goliath, because and that outweighed the bad, and that's interesting.
Plus there's something in Rule 6 I didn't understand. My lessons killed Egyptian dude, buried him in sand. I read your book, you got a strict religion, no bacon, but mandatory circumcision. I'm a job.
Yeah, this is laggy as all heck. Hold on one second. Okay, let's try that again. I went down to 720p. Internet's not great right now. Let's try this.
Oh, you best arrest yourself, you broke your own law. Oh, was there something in Rule 6 I didn't understand? My list says kill the Egyptian dude, buried him in sand.
Wait, which one is 6? Hold on one second. Okay, 6 is thou shalt not kill. And I guess I should have gotten that from context because he talks about killing the Egyptian dude and burying him in sand. And I already knew that, or I believed that Moses had killed somebody. So that actually makes a whole bunch of sense now. It's good attack.
I read your book, you got a strict religion, no bacon, but mandatory circumcision. I'm a jolly bullet giving holiday presents, but all the chosen people ever get for Christmas is jealous.
Ooh, and that's real. Anecdotally, I've known people who are Jewish who feel a little bit weird when the holidays come around. They don't got a Christmas tree. That's the whole premise of Adam Sandler's Hanukkah songs. It's like, oh, I feel left out when Christmas comes around. Here's all these other people who don't celebrate Christmas. They don't have a Christmas tree or whatever. And so that is almost certainly a thing.
When I was high upon the mountain, God revealed the truths of the earth, but he never mentioned a fat ass Papa Smurf. It takes 9 reindeers to haul your fat ass. You took the price out of Christmas and just added more mass.
Oh, that's just good wordplay. This is so. It's Snoop Dogg. He's just Snoop Dogging it up in here. I wonder how much he had to do with the writing process. A lot of the guests that they have in this stuff, a lot of them are rappers in themselves and really good ones. And sometimes I'll see their style really works with what they're used to. But I don't know if that's the ERB writers just working around that person's style or if there's any contributions there. With Snoop Dogg, I'm not sure. He's been on a lot of guest verse, so he might have taken something they had and added his own little whatever to it, or I can't imagine him sitting in on the writers' meeting, though. It doesn't seem right.
You need to stop breaking the houses and creeping and peeping on 90 kids while they sleeping and keep your hands off the stocking. Don't you ho-ho me, I split your ass in half like I did the Red Sea. You ain't a saint, you a slaver like a pharaoh in the snow.
Ooh, you ain't a saint, you're a slaver like a pharaoh in the snow. Because in the Old Testament, they had the Jewish people enslaved by the pharaoh. That's a really good line. That is very good. And coming from a Moses character, that's really smart writing right there. Like the Red Sea thing, that's obvious. But this next line, that one's gonna go underappreciated because I split the Red Sea. It draws attention here. That other one, it kind of floated under the radar, but I think it was a better line.
Don't you ho-ho me, I split your ass in half like I did the Red Sea. You ain't a saint, you a slaver like a pharaoh in the snow. Stop with the unpaid labor and let my little people go.
Oh.
Let's turn your brains to mush.
I think you need to stop smoking all that burning bush.
So that comes from the fact that God appears to Moses in the form of a burning bush, or he was in a burning bush or something. I don't know how it would physically manifest. I have trouble picturing it in my head. I've seen pictures of it or whatever, and it has like God's torso sticking out of the bush, and I've seen depictions where it's like a face in a bush. I don't personally know what it is or how accurate any of those depictions are as to what they're trying to communicate. And that's kind of like a double thing because it's Snoop Dogg, duh. Smokey the weed.
We're magical workers, man. We hang with brain kids. Yo, here's a GPS. Who gets lost for 40 years?
I love that. They get basically lost wandering the desert for 40 years. And timelines in timelines in biblical stories are so weird because they live forever. They have so much time. I believe Moses lived like 120 years, and there are characters who are living hundreds and hundreds of years, which is so weird, but it really makes the timeline odd to work with because he's lost for 40 years, and it's like that's a big chunk of his life. No, the guy lived like incredibly long. That was a third of his life. That would be half of somebody living a really long life today.
Or a glorified secretary, so write this down.
We got these nuts.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
So much drama in the Israel BC. It's kind of hard talking directly to the Chico single D.
He's got some Snoop Dogg stuff in there. Israel BC. Is that Long Beach? I'm not great with this stuff. Israel BC, Long Beach, California, right? Tell me if I'm right. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it in even if I'm wrong.
So much drama in the Israel BC. It's kind of hard talking directly to the Chico single D. Hand me my chisel. I got a new command missile for y'all. Thou shalt not let children sit on the grown man's lap at the mall.
For real.
You 10 times before the...
It's weird. I know. It's magical for them, but it's weird. It gets weirder the longer time goes on.
For y'all, thou shalt not let children sit on the grown man's lap at the mall. I'll beat you 10 times before the bread can rise, you dummy, and walk off into the land of my milk and honeys.
Oh, what is that? That has something to do with Passover, right? It's like they had to leave. Something happened like early in the morning, and they had to like leave before the bread could rise, and now there's some sort of a tradition where they. I don't know. I don't want to say anything and have it be stupid, but yeah, I don't know what they do today, but like it's like they had to leave early in the morning and the bread that they were cooking overnight hadn't risen yet or something like that. I don't know. Who won? Who's next? I don't know who won. I thought Santa Claus went pretty hard. It's weird because a lot of the best Moses lines I didn't feel like were as in the Moses character as in the Snoop Dogg character. This was really an amalgamation of Snoop Dogg and Moses, and that's different from a lot of the other ERBs where they try to really embody them, but they knew you would look at. I think this is his first appearance. I don't know if he's ever been in again, but I'd assume this is like a huge deal for them to have Snoop Dogg in this. So I guess it would make sense. You would want to highlight the fact that Snoop Dogg is in your video. I thought the Christ out of Christmas and just added Momas, that was such good wordplay there. And that Pharaoh line, I thought that was really good too. Santa was very direct. His lines are going to be a little bit more obvious, I guess. The most subtle he was smoking that burning bush, and that was as obvious as all heck. I think I liked Moses more, but I don't know. I think Santa hit him more frequently with more intensity, but Moses is just kind of swagging on him. I sound so stupid talking like that, but and when he hit a really hard line, it hit twice as hard as Santa's lines, in my opinion. This one had some understated writing. I could see a lot of this going underappreciated. I like this one. I hope you guys like this video because I had fun doing it. This is not the typical thing I would do, and it's like testing what little biblical knowledge I have because it's not there. I keep saying biblical because I think of it in the context of Christianity. I think of it like Old Testament, New Testament, because I don't know a lot of Jewish people personally, and the handful that I do, a lot of them are only ethnically Jewish and don't really practice it. It's very rare that I see somebody in my personal life lighting the menorah, but either way, very cool video, a lot of fun to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like this video if you like this video, subscribe for a new video every single day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know with what, but I will see you tomorrow. Later.